What's up, what's up, what's up, my fellow creators? Welcome, guys. I hope you're having a beautifully, phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for joining me for a moment in Becky's House of Cards. Today we are going down the rabbit hole with a pick a card, and that is what was my past life love story. This was just a fun topic that was channeled to me. I really thought that I should go ahead and do it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it and see what comes out, guys. I'm going to use my Ghetto deck and the Truth About Love Oracle. We're also going to do a couple of other oracles that I have up here to get an overall idea. Yeah, so just remember, this is just a fun topic, guys, and what channel's coming through. It could also give some insight as to what you experience in your love life as of current, which is always good, and that's something that we can heal from and learn from and overcome in this now moment. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Set that notification bell so you guys always know when the next video does go live, knowing that that is a free way to support the channel as well as to connect me with you energetically to get you guys out some more resonating content. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel further or getting a personal reading, that will always be linked down below in the description box. And I just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone who has liked, shared, commented, subscribed, who has donated, is thinking about donating, who has gotten a personal reading, or who is thinking about getting a personal reading. You guys are just truly making a difference in my life, and I thank you so much. And as always, I want to send a shout out to my OGs, my new Gs, and anybody that allows me your most precious asset, your time. It's an honor, a privilege, a blessing being here, giving you guys these messages. And my prayer, as always, is that any of the videos of mine that you happen to watch fall upon your heart in a way that reminds you to use your intuition, to use your discernment, and to take back your power and to make the decisions that serve your highest journey in this here, now, here moment. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, guys, and see what's going on. Source, what is the story for the collective? Pick a card. What was their past love life story? Apologize, the AC just turned on, guys, so it's kind of loud. That's on low. It's just the way it is. What is the collective that's watching this past life love story? For pick a card 1, 2, and 3. What is their past life love story, source? What do they need to know? A past life love story, source. What do they need to know? What is a past life love story? Thank you, source, for pick a card 1, 2, and 3. What is a past life love story? Okay. Past life love story for this collective. Pick a card 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so for pile number 1, what is their past life love story, source? What is their past life love story for pile number 1? Past life love story. Thank you. Okay, for pile number 2, what is their past life love story, source? What is their past life love story? Whoa, cards flying. Okay, for pile number 3, what is their past life love story, source? What is pile 3's past life love story? Okay. Pile number 1, what is their past life love story? What is their past life love story, source? Pile number 1, their past life love story. Pile number 1, their past life love story. Pile number 2, their past life love story, source. What is their past life love story? Thank you. Pile number 3, what is their past life love story? For pile number 3, what is their past life love story? Pile number 3, what is their past life love story, source? Pile number 3, what is their past life love story? Pile number 3. Y'all being difficult today, huh? Pile number 3, past life love story. Alright. Pile number 1, what is the past life love story for pile number 1? Past life love story. It was 4:44 when I looked at the clock. That's great. Already synchronicities coming through here. Pile number 1, past life love story, source. Past life life love story. Pile number 2, past life love story. Pile number 2, their past life love story. Whoa, cards is flying. Y'all got smudged up. Pile number 3, past life love story. Pile number 3, past life love story. Thank you, sirs. Alright, I'm not going to do a mini reading today, just because I feel like your guys' stories are also different, but let's go ahead and get some cards on it, or well, some, let's see, I don't know, what do I want to use today? Alright, so for pile number 1, I'm going to put this carnelian on there. Let me change the pile number 2, I'm going to use this peach moonstone. And for pile number 3, I'm going to use this moonstone. Got that in North Carolina. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So if you guys need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video. I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 1. For those of you that chose this carnelian, this is going to be for you. What was your past life love story? Hopefully that's not too bright for you guys there. So let's see, we got the Lovers in reverse. That's an interesting way to start out, huh? We've got the Ace of Coins. And we have the 4 of Swords coming in. So, y'all really were more concerned about money than you were love. So you guys kind of played a lot of games with people. And there wasn't a lot of balance when it came to your love situationships. Like, you guys not necessarily slept around, but you could have slept around. But you guys were just had a lot of partners, and you guys just did a lot of things that were probably not the norm. You know, I feel like maybe in this lifetime it's being mirrored back by others being unhonest in your relationship, having multiple choices, and you're always an option. And so it's like, it's because if that is something that resonates with you guys, it's because in a past life you guys were treating others like they were options, and you had multiple choices, and you know, you guys would benefit greatly from doing some sacral chakra work, some deep sacral chakra work. But it's interesting because I'm definitely getting like you had 2 really like your main squeezes. Again, this is past life, guys. Don't take it personal. Hey, we all lived the life that we wanted to live, right? Or that we were forced to live, however you see it. But I feel like you guys had 2 people that you just really dug, and you really liked, and you really were into, and you guys really wanted to be around, and you wanted to offer them, or you could have been the one receiving, right? Or you wanted them to offer you something of permanence, right? But it never happened, and it made you feel like you were stuck. It was like stuck between 2 decisions, stuck between 2 people, stuck between 2 situations, and that puts you in a weird place. It puts you in a place of not knowing what to do next, and there was definitely a lack of balance and a need for change. And having faith in the situation, and having faith in what was going to happen here and there. So I feel like there was this energy of feeling lost and feeling like, you know, you couldn't do what you needed to do when you needed to do it. And it's interesting too, because this is like a completion of a cycle. This is something that you guys had to complete, you guys had to go through, you guys had to experience. And so if there's something that you had to do in this life, or you guys are experiencing something very similar to that in this life, The reason being is because you guys went through that in a past life. My apologies, I got really loud really fast, so I decided to hold off until that was finished. I've got some house situations going on here. So yeah, I just think that you guys were definitely stuck in a situation where you wanted an offer, you wanted to give an offer to somebody, you wanted to have things be official, but the problem was is there was more than one person that you wanted that official energy with. And you know, it's nothing bad, it's just that's what it was. It was just like, man, why can't I have both of them? Like, it wasn't, you weren't in a religion that allowed you to have both of them, or you weren't in a society that allowed you to have both of them. And you know, it's not something that I encourage today or anything like that, but you know, there's definitely ways of getting what you want when it comes to things like that. So right now it's like this energy of sadness coming through is like just sad and feeling like you couldn't have everything that you wanted. And so if you guys are dealing with somebody that's not giving to you the way that you feel like you deserve, or you know that they're treating you like an option, that could just be because it's just that karma coming back around and it's trying to complete itself. And the completion really comes from you choosing to put yourself above all others. And that's not at all what you did in this situation. You put your, like, whoever you were in a past life, you put your want of sex above everything else. And that's a very emotional egoic energy coming through here, right? And so that's what it was. It was like putting that above everything else. And again, it's nothing bad. It's just that's what your past life love story is. There wasn't really a story. It was more or less you wanting what you wanted, and you did find a way to get it, but it didn't make you feel really free. It kind of put you in a mental prison and put you in a place of confinement and being hemmed in. So yeah, they rejected you because the divine was protecting you. Yeah, so you guys could be dealing with some internal rejection, fears of rejection right now. And that's why it's like, but I feel like before that's what happened. It's like you didn't get the people that you wanted, or you didn't get the person that you wanted because of that situation. And it comes to you. Like, again, this is your love story. So what was it? Well, it was the energy that I'm getting is whoever the viewer is, in a past life, you were just promiscuous. And again, I'm not here saying, oh, that's terrible. Like, how could you? Hello, your past life is your past life. It's already said and done. Like, it's just the choices that you made then, and that's okay. Everybody's been there. Everybody's had those moments. Who cares? You know, it's just, this is a fun topic, and that's all we're here to do is have a good time, right? And so just find out a little bit more. And if it resonates with your current situation, that's why you're dealing with your current situation. Look at this. You are not side chick or dude material. Guys, I can't make it up. Did you see it flip over? Like, that's just it. I can't make it up. The energy that's coming through is the energy that's coming through. And so that's the thing. It's like, if it resonates with your current situation, it's because that's what's happened in a prior life. You know, oftentimes we live things from a past life. On the bottom, stop lying to yourself just so you can stay. Yeah, so I feel like that's what was going on. Like, you're just lying to yourself just so that you could stay in both situations or with both people is like easier than admitting yourself the truth, like that you needed to settle down, or that you needed to really, you know, hone in on what it was that was going on. And rather it was just like you just wanted your cake and to eat it too. And that's, you know, that's all right. Wow. I feel like made a mess of things. That's what I heard when all that shit went crazy here. You made a mess of things, and that's what they're saying. It's like it's nothing. It was just very human. It was a very human situation. You were very much in your human energy, very much in this place of being human and wanting to experience what humanity was, but not humanity is in caring for others, as in humanity is, you know, being an emotional egoic energy. And that's what was going on here. And when it comes to money and material things, you guys were perfectly fine. You guys had everything that you wanted. But I feel like now it's on the flip side, and I feel like it's interesting. I wasn't going to bring it up, but on the flip side, now you guys are dealing with this, but you're the one that's dealing with it. Like, you're not the one that's choosing to be that way. Okay, I know they want one more, but it's just not coming. And that's why, and it's just because it goes like that. It's like if you're the one that chooses to be a bad person or whatever, you choose to do bad things, right? Then you get into a new life, and then in that life it's mirrored back to you so that you can heal that, right? We have focus on love. Look for the good in everyone. Number 24, 6. 6 and 6. That's why it wasn't coming out, because they were waiting for the one on the bottom to be the one that shows. This is for you. Whoever pile 1 is, this is for you, showing that now your main goal is to focus on love and not on the physical aspect of it, right? Okay, so let's see what these are. You shine like a diamond the more you focus on yourself. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like in a past life, it's like you thought these people were your glimmer. And they weren't. You know, I hear that song, shine little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Shine little glowworm, don't get dimmer, dimmer. Right? Like, I feel like you guys thought that they were your shine. And then it was like, so that's why you wanted them so badly. Really, you thought I cared for you. In truth, I am a player, so I used you. Look, I can't, guys. Like, that was the thing. You guys were a player in a past life. Hey, I'm not here to make you mad. I'm not, like, again, this is just a fun topic, but it's like, I can't make this stuff up. Like, I'm not here doing, like, step back, refocus on yourself. For when you know how to love yourself, you won't just settle for whatever comes along. And that's the thing. It's like, you guys didn't know how to love yourself in a past life, and you guys put yourselves in situations where you had side people, like side chick, side dude, whatever it was, guys. And it's like, this is the message now for your now life, is to keep focusing on yourself. Like, you guys might get rejected in this life, and the reason you get rejected in this life is so that you guys can come into a space of balance within in this life. So we have number 21, choose love. You always have a choice, make yours with love. Yeah, so they're just highlighting here that you guys did not choose love in the past life. Like, you guys were, again, it was very much focused on the 3D realm and what made you feel good, and sex feels good, right? And so in a past life, you guys were focused very much on sex. And I hear that song Sexual Healing right now. Like, that's the song that I hear playing. So that's, I feel like you guys need to do right now with Carnelian. This is all about your sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is connected to our right to feel, and our right to love, and our right to emotional freedom. And it's like, you guys right now are in this place of having to deal with healing your sacral chakra, but understanding too, it comes from a past life where you gave in to the root desire. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. And I feel like in this past life, you guys did not have patience. That's why it was like this fear. It's like you wanted to offer them both something. You wanted them to offer you something. Whatever situation you stood in, is like you were in the center of two lovers. And this is number 17, which is 8, which is abundance and karmic cycles. So again, that confirmation that you guys might be experiencing that now, and it's a karmic cycle for you to heal. But it's just interesting because in a past life, you guys definitely were a player by sorts. Embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Number 18. It's odd that we have 17 and 18 come together, and to get this last one, it took so long. And with choose love, I feel like you guys didn't allow yourselves to feel. I think that you guys were just in this place. It's easier to love somebody in the sexual aspect than it was to actually be vulnerable and love from a loving aspect. And so you guys just, that's what you did. You loved from a loving aspect and or from a sexual aspect, and not from a vulnerable open heart aspect, and that was different. And like I said, if it resonates now with you, again, the situation could be flopped. It could be somebody putting you in a third party situation, and if that's the case, then just understanding that that's because it's mirroring how you treated others in a past life, and that's nothing bad. Okay, no reason to beat yourself up. How can you beat yourself up for something you didn't know? Right? That's why these are fun. Like, they're just fun because it teaches us things about ourselves that we might not otherwise have known. So I feel like for some of you guys, look, this is so crazy that this shot out. Trust that I know what you're truly worthy of, and that I'm bringing you love that exceeds your wildest imagination. Love Source. Like, come on, Source is telling you, like, I'm here and just trying. You wanted to be here. If you guys clicked on this video, obviously you want to know, you know. But I already feel some resistance. It's interesting because I do feel some resistance here. It's like No, that's not what I was like. It's you know, hey, you want to know your love story? You didn't have one because you were a player. You were a player. I mean, that's cool. It's who knows? Who knows what we all were like in a past life? But that's what's coming through for this pile. If you don't feel like it resonates, I'm sorry. You know, like it's again, there's 2 other piles to choose from. But that's the story for pile 1. That's the story here. It's interesting because I do feel a lot of pushback, like because I feel like the thing is that you guys may be really judgmental of those who put people in a third-party situation because you guys have gotten your heart broken because of a third-party situation in this life. So to find out that you may have been like that in a past life means that you don't have ground to stand on to judge others, and that could shake a foundational belief for you guys. Source like closing up my throat to confirm that that's correct. And that's okay, guys. That's where healing comes from. That's where healing comes from, looking at those core beliefs that we have and those foundational beliefs, and realizing that acceptance means to accept everybody as they are and the decisions that they make in this now moment. Whether we agree with those decisions or not, that does not matter. That doesn't matter. We have no right to judge another, right? We don't. And that's why I feel like that's why I feel like I'm getting the pushback here on this. That's why I feel like I'm getting that no, you don't know, and it's okay. It's okay, guys. I understand, like, you know, who would want to hear that they were a player in a past life? I mean, even players probably don't want to hear that, you know? Probably like, nah, that's not who I was. Well, you know, the same thing, you know, like if you were the one that was cheated on in a past life, in this life you choose to be a player, it's that, again, it's that mirroring. That's how it works. Like, you experience the opposite side of what you put out in a past life. And it's so that you can, that's the thing I think people don't realize, is it's so you can experience both sides of it, so that you can truly heal from it. If you know, in a past life, say you're dealing with a narcissist in this life, it means that you were a narcissist in a past life, right? And that is really hard to deal with. Like, that's really hard to grasp onto. But that's the thing. That's where spiritual growth comes from, is that it's like dealing with both sides of the coin so that we can see the full picture. And sometimes not everybody understands that or grasps onto that. And so it's an interesting thing, and you guys can learn about it from, if you guys dig deeper into astrology. You know, astrology will tell you what you experienced in a past life if you choose to go that deep. So anyways, that was fun, you know, guys. I hope that helps. I hope you guys had fun too. Honestly, like, that's my thing. And I'm just gonna leave it there. Until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we see each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye. Alright, so pile number 2, for those of you that chose this Peach Moonstone, it's going to be for you. So I just should say, trigger alert, pile 1 was pretty... You might not like what your past life love story was, guys. Again, I'm just here to tell the story. And remember that it is something that we can learn from in our current life, is something that we did or experienced in our past lives, if we choose to, if we allow ourselves to, okay? So what was your past life love story? We have the 9 of Wands reversed. We have the Queen of Swords. Wow, we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. Broken hearts. That's what I heard when I first saw this 9 of Wands. You guys had some kind of sickness that made whoever it was that you were with run away from you. You guys feel like there's this energy surrounding this pile of always having to start over again. Like it feels like nothing ever comes to a finish. It just ends, and then you have to start over again. Like, there's no discernible end. It's just gone, and then you have to start over again. And that's exactly what was going on with your love life in a past story. It was like you guys got sick and somebody left you and broke your heart. Somebody that said that they would be there with you no matter what. But at the first sign of trouble, at the first sign of things not working out the way that you thought that they should, they bunked out. And it ended up making you guys very strong emotionally. And you guys are very strong in standing up for yourselves. And I feel like that has come over into this life as well. But in the past life, what happened is it created a situation where you guys began to understand how to communicate for yourselves in a very sure way. And you guys protected yourselves by your communication. It wasn't that you never lied to people. You're very honest. You're very straightforward. You're very intellectual and very intelligent and clever and witty. What caused that, though, was the fact that you got sick and somebody couldn't be there for sickness and in health. Like, they couldn't be there. They could only be there in health, but not in sickness. And that, like, really kind of changed the way that you viewed people, and that changed the way that you saw things, and that changed the way that you saw what was going on in your life. And so what ended up happening is you became very open about what you wanted and what you expected from people. And because of that, you actually built a friendship with somebody, and that friendship became like your partnership over time. And that became like the two of you guys were inseparable. And the two of you guys, it was like, this is what drew in your real soulmate, or whatever you call it. But this is what drew in your person that was supposed to be with you in that lifetime. And it was actually because you got your heart broken, but you guys went through it for a while. Like, there's this energy of experiencing exhaustion and being tired and really dealing with some upsets and really dealing with things that just felt beyond your capacity. And you guys ended up coming into a space of truly expressing to the world and yourselves what it was that you want. And that's a powerful place to be at. And so what you actually invited into your life, this could have been somebody, I feel like, actually came from your childhood. So you guys actually got to experience that really cute childhood love story where this is somebody you knew your whole childhood, and they didn't maybe necessarily get to have time with you, or have a chance to ask you for your hand in marriage, or, you know, to have a love with you like that, because you got married to somebody else. And what ended up happening is that when they left, the person who you got married to, they left. What happened is that this person came in and was there for you in a way that, you know, they'd always had been when you were kids, when you were young. And that's what made you guys fall so much more in love with each other. And that's a beautiful story. This is a beautiful story, Pile, too. Like, you guys have a wonderful story. You guys gave each other strength. You guys gave each other courage. You guys gave each other everything that you needed to, and it was tested and tried. And the reason it was tested and tried is because for a time you guys didn't even know if you were going to have each other. But the fates worked it out, and things came together. And when fate worked it out that way, you guys were able to build up something that I feel like a lot of people envied. And I feel like a lot of people made you feel bad for the fact that you guys had such a strong love. And I feel like in this life, you guys could have a friend that you're very close to, and people make you feel bad about that friend that you're so close to. And the reason being is because you found each other again in this life. Whether that's who you're meant to be with in this life or not, that does not matter. But I feel like there's this energy surrounding you guys that I'm getting, that there's somebody in your energy field that you're very close to. You'd put the hands in the fire for, you go through, you know, hell and high water for, and then the same for you. And that bothers people because they've never experienced a life, in their lifetime, they've never experienced a love or a friendship like that. And that puts it in a really awkward position when you guys try to, you know, just do whatever it is that you're meant to do. Well, it's because in the past life, they're the ones that saved you from, so I heard total annihilation. Like, I feel like just embarrassment and loneliness, and, you know, again, it was like you guys weren't widowed. You weren't a widower. You weren't the widow. You weren't nothing like that. Like, you were not somebody who lost somebody due to death. Like, this is somebody that just packed their bags and left. And then, you know, who knows, in a past life, you're still married. You were still considered together. And so it was like, yeah, maybe you became the talk of the town. Well, hello. Okay. You guys maybe became the talk of the town. And what ended up happening was, like, it didn't matter. You guys just became so close that there was nothing that could separate you guys. And that's, like, real strength. That's, like, real love right there. And I think that you guys have definitely found each other in this lifetime. And so you're wondering about that. And that's what it is. And so maybe you had to leave somebody so that you could go back to being with your friend or this person that you care about. It's almost like the tables have been reversed. And And we experience that a lot from past lives. When we begin to do past life regressions and stuff like that, you experience a lot of mirroring like that, where you did one thing or you experienced one thing and then you end up having to do that same thing in the next life so that you can heal it. And that was something I had to talk to Pile 1 about, because there's I could feel a lot of pushback coming through. For you guys, though, I don't feel like the pushback. I think it's kind of like there's a sense of awe here, because it's like, yeah, I really do have a friend like that. And this may not resonate with all of you guys, but that is definitely the energy that I'm getting, is like, there's this friendship that's just, it's a friendship beyond friendships. It's a connection, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be a friendship, but it's a connection that's beyond connections. I'm not talking about a love connection. Like, this is just somebody who, like, they're going to support you through everything that you do. They're going to be there for you for everything that you experience, because they love you and they care about you that much, you know? Okay, they want these two. They want one more. I feel like you guys have gone through everything with each other too. Like, not only in this life, but in the past life too. You guys went through everything with each other. Yeah, so I do not know if I will ever be ready to be honest with you in this lifetime. Yeah, so this person that left you, they can't, like, they're not willing or able to own up to what they did. And so I feel like you came back across the same person who broke your heart. Okay, and I don't know if you guys watch the shuffle. That's the AC turning on. I do not have control over it right now, so, and that's on low. I can't change it. But anyways, this person just didn't know, they didn't know how to be honest with you, okay? But your love story is this, like, you had to build up a resistance to this person because they hurt you, and they hurt you really bad. I mean, hello, they, like, freaking left you when it mattered most. They just up and left. What kind of shit is that? Oh, that's some people, though. That's some people, they do stuff like that. I don't agree with it, but, you know, hey, we can't change it. That's the power of duality, right? Like, that's how some people are. They do that, and then they expect people to come back. So I feel like in this past lifetime, because you never changed who you were, I think that this person, the retaliation came back in their lifetime, in that same lifetime, and they came back to you, and I see you blocking them off. Like, I see you not, like, you're basically like, no, I'm not, that's it. Like, we don't have anything to do with it. And that's why they can't be honest with you, because they had somebody on the side. They had a lover behind closed doors. And so when you got sick, it was almost like your sickness was reason for them to get what they really wanted. So you guys could have been in an arranged marriage or something like that. You didn't have to be, but again, it feels like you guys got married on a whim. Maybe it could have been a shotgun wedding. It doesn't have to be, but that's what I'm feeling here. But I do feel like now, it's like, I feel like there's somebody that you guys had to leave in this lifetime so that you could go back to being friends with somebody that you really care about. And it could be a same gender, it could be an opposite gender, whatever it is, though. It's just somebody that, I mean, when you guys say you're friends, like, there is no lie in that. Like, you guys are very truthful and honestly good friends, and you guys really care about each other to a depth that just is beyond. And it's beautiful. I want this one. What else can we learn about pile number 2's past love life source? Oh, that's why it was the one underneath it. I felt it, but it was not the one on top. Look, I can't. We have 38 coming out on the bottom. Honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. So yeah, somebody lied to you in your past. Look at this guy wearing the mask, trying to offer her the rose with this Cupid on it. It's like he didn't want to be honest with you, or she didn't want to be honest with you. Whoever it was, they didn't want to be honest with you. They couldn't be honest with you. So it was like when you got sick, that was like basically them seeing it as their way out. And I'm sorry you had to experience that. I mean, I know that's not in this life, but it's sad. It's really sad that you might have to experience something like that in any life. right? Like somebody just not being willing to be honest, not being an adult enough to be honest. And I feel like their lack of honesty forced you into being truly honest. Let's see what we got going on here. Forgive them if they are distant. They can't tell their heart to lie. You'll never be their one and only. Exactly what I was saying. I feel like you guys were forced into a marriage. Like, you weren't their one and only. It was somebody else. And you were actually the side chick or the side dude in a past life. And they loved somebody else. And so when you got sick, it was kind of like, again, that free ticket to going to their lover who they really loved. And, you know, they can't even, they could never tell you that. Like, they couldn't tell you that you were the side person. Like, maybe you guys had a one-night stand, accidentally got pregnant, and then they had to do the right thing. You know what I mean? You think about old values and core beliefs or whatever and stuff like that. But whatever it was, guys, when you got sick, they really thought that that was the end of your days because there wasn't advanced medicine, or there wasn't this, or there wasn't that. And so they figured that they could just leave, and then you would have to fend for yourself, and then that wouldn't end well. And what ended up happening is this other person came in, and they became your everything, and they always wanted to be your everything. And the honest truth is that you guys loved each other, but the situation at hand called for you to get married to this other person. It says, as much as your heart hurts, this is the clearing out of generational curses. So you guys were the ones that took on clearing out generational curses. You guys were clearing out family wounds and things that were repeating over and over again. That's why I said I feel like in this life you guys maybe had to leave somebody. I don't feel like it was as extreme as this. I feel like it was you needing to walk away from a situation so that you could go be with this connection that was a lover in a past life. Crazy beautiful, she can't help but amaze me. So that's how this other person felt about you. Like, they were just so amazed at how strong you were. Like, they didn't even care that they couldn't have you when they wanted you, because in the end, they're the ones that still got you. And that, it just really amazed them, because they're just like, wow, pile 2, like, you were everything I ever wanted. So we have rest equals work and work equals rest. Find balance. Yeah, so you guys worked really hard in your past life. Your love story forced you guys to work harder than you needed to. And you guys didn't know how to balance that out with fun and with play and with relaxation and rest. It was like you could have been the feminine in a past life, and having to fend for yourself as a feminine in a past life forced you guys to do things that were very masculine by nature, and that put you out of your element. And so that, again, that could be something that you guys are facing with now, is like finding balance between those energies. You fear the truth of this connection, which is why you refuse to fully surrender. So yeah, this person, this is how they felt. They like feared this connection. They feared being with you. They feared their other connection. It's just like it was not a good time for them. It was not a good energy for them. They thought that they were going to get the love of their life. In the end, they probably did. That's who they feels like they ran to. But wow, I need a drink of water. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry guys. But regardless of what happened, it was like you guys ended up having somebody in your life regardless. So it wasn't like you guys were alone. You guys never feared being alone. Like, you guys knew somebody was going to be there with you no matter what. And so they just feared being connected with you, and that's why they couldn't surrender. Is like, instead of just being honorable and either sticking it out or, you know, finding a way to get away from you, they waited until it was an unhonorable time. Like, it was very dishonorable what they did, and that's what they, you know, it was just weird. So we have 23 coming out, which is 5, and change. Take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed for forever. I think this is what happened with you. This person actually forced you to reevaluate what love was, and you did take a chance on love in the end with whomever it was that came back in. Again, I feel like this person was from your childhood, somebody you knew for a very long time, and you did take a chance on love with them. Physical touch, a tender touch can mean so much. We have 47, which is 11. It was a very spiritual connection. spiritual by any means, and this is what they did. They came in and they romanced you, and your heart was stone, and they helped you come back into being such a powerful being in this past life. And so you guys experienced a lot of growth in a past life, and you may have come into this life with a lot of ancient knowledge and wisdom, and not really knowing why people saw you as different, or maybe why people didn't understand the way that you loved in this life. And that's why. It's because you guys have experienced a very spiritual kind of connection in a past life, and that has changed you for all your lives. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions, with number 14, which is transformation. And I always see actions speak louder than words when I see this card. And I feel like that's the thing. It's like you have brought that into this life, but that was exactly how you felt when they left. It was like, even with this person who came in and was a very strong connection for you, it's like basically you let their actions speak louder than whatever it was that they told you. So no matter how much they tried to woo you, or, you know, be kind to you, you see they definitely went out of their way to show you that they cared, right? And they wanted you guys to experience such a beautiful love. It was like you had been hurt so badly that you basically said to yourself, like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let them prove themselves to me. And then they did, and they won your heart. And so you guys ended up spending time with this person until the end of your days. Like, I really feel like that. It's a beautiful love story, honestly. Yeah, it has pain, but what beautiful love story doesn't have some sense of crazy heartbreak involved in it, right? We all have experienced that. Even in our now lives, we've experienced it. And maybe not everybody has experienced the true love part of it yet, but it's coming, right? It's going to be a part of that. That's just part of, if you've had your heart broken, you know what the bitterness is. And so in knowing what the bitterness is, it means you get to experience the sweet. So if you're not yet have your love of your life yet, don't lose hope, you know, because you guys experienced a very beautiful love in a past life, and that changed you. And that's why you guys view love differently in this life. Like, you hold people up to a higher standard, but I feel like that's where that energy comes from, that you may have left somebody in this lifetime because you hold people up to a higher standard of love, and they didn't really respect you in the way that you deserve to be respected, or something happened and you realized that you just weren't in love with them as deeply as you thought, right? And instead of getting further into it, you did the honorable thing, and you walked away. You walked away. You didn't let things get out of control. You didn't let things go, you know, knees deep in this crazy ass situation where it's like you're in a love situation that's not really love, and still sticking around just because you want the title. Like, I don't feel like you guys are like that at all. I feel like the pile here, pile 2, you guys are very strong. You guys are very mentally wise, and you guys have a lot of ancient wisdom that you rule your life by, maybe if you don't even know it. And a lot of that comes from what you experienced in whatever this past life was. It was just, you guys maybe had an arranged marriage, and it wasn't out of love, and you guys never really grew to love each other either. It was just like, basically, when there was a moment of freedom, or a moment, an open door, the person who you're with took that, and it broke your heart, because for you it was all about integrity and honor. And I feel like you guys still live by that integrity and honor, and you know, it's different now. And so keep working towards what it is that you guys want, because you guys are in a very good energetic space. And just know, if you guys do have a friend in your life that is like that now, that's just such a huge blessing. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I think these are a lot of fun. You know, I'm always leery about doing love readings, because you never know what people are going to say. They want things to be the way they want them to be, and that's just, we need to be realistic about life, right? We need to be realistic about the reality of things. So anyways, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again, mwah, peace out. I love y'all. Bye. All right. Pile number 3. So for those of you that chose this moonstone, for you, what was your past life love story? They've been all over the place, so I'm sure yours will be there too. So we've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have the Nine of Coins. Wow, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Y'all were single in a past life. And you guys had good luck with everything. You know, I feel like you guys had partners when you wanted partners. You guys, it wasn't that you were players or anything like that. It was like, basically, I think you guys traveled a lot in your past life for work, and or your whatever it is that you did had you on the go. Like, I heard On the Run. Why do I hear that song, Band on the Run? Like, that's the song I hear right now. Band on the Run. Band on the Run. Like that song. I don't know all the words to it. There really aren't many, but it's like ding 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 ding. Yeah, you guys were constantly moving, like constantly doing things. I heard gambler, like professional gambler. Nothing crazy, guys. Like, it's just that's what came through as a professional gambler. Like, you guys were just very lucky in general, and you guys could have anybody that you wanted, and you only chose the top certain few, and you took your being single. Like, being single was a very important and powerful thing for you. Like, you guys really took that seriously, and it wasn't like if you were going to settle down with somebody, it had to be somebody of merit and in stature in your mind, not in stature in physical being. It's like in stature, and they withheld certain values and core beliefs that you had, and it feels like you never really ran into that. Like, you just took being by yourself very seriously, and then when you wanted somebody in your life, you would have somebody in your life, but then you would naturally move on, and then you would have to move on from them, and they might not have liked it, but that was just the way things were. It's like you guys were like a wandering gypsy. It was kind of like you guys just, sometimes you'd be around, and you'd be around for a little while, people would fall in love with you, and then you really didn't fall in love with anybody because you cared so much about yourself. And not in a selfish way. Like, this is not very selfish. Like, you guys were just very independent, and you were very confident, and you were very courageous and brave, and you guys, nothing scared you. Like, if I get the feeling that if something scared you, you guys faced it head on. And so it was like, you know, maybe there was somebody that you felt might have been out of your league, and instead of like not trying to go after that person, it was like you basically would go after that person, and you won them over every time because you guys were such a powerful energy. And I feel like that is definitely something that is mirrored into this life, is that very powerful, approachable energy where people are just kind of like enamored with you without reason, like with no reason. Like, they don't have a reason to be enamored with you. They just see you and they're like, wow, pile 3, like, whoa. You know, you could get hit on a lot. You guys, you know, whatever your situation is now, it doesn't matter. But in your past life, your love story was, there wasn't one. There really wasn't one. It was like you guys had sex when you wanted sex. You guys had a partner when you wanted a partner. You guys had company when you wanted a company. But ultimately, what you guys focused on was being single because you knew you were constantly moving. Like, there was no way you could settle down because nobody wanted to move that much. Like, even now, people don't like moving that much. And you're thinking, we're in the future, and we're in a place where it's so simple for people to move around a lot. So whatever life this was, you know, I definitely get the sense that you guys were in the wagons, or there was horses involved and stuff like that. So, you know, back then it wasn't something that people would just up and move their lives, but that was just something that you did naturally. And it actually worked out for you. Like, in a past life, it worked out for you. And it was like, it was nothing crazy. It was nothing bad for you. It's just like you guys got to experience so much of the world. It was like, that was your love, was experience and adventure and seeing new things and talking to new people and being around new people all the time. And it's like, sometimes you had ups and sometimes you had downs, but it never really affected you in any one way, shape, or form because you guys were constantly on the go. It was like you just realized that was a part of life. It was just a big roller coaster ride, and shoot, you were on it with, you had your hands up in the air waving them like you just didn't care. You were like, yeah, let's go, bitches. Let's go. Let's move on. And you did. And you really enjoyed it. And you really experienced a lot of different things. And I really feel like, though, I feel like you were the one that was the unobtainable. Okay? Like, in the past life, like, you were the one that was the forbidden fruit. Okay? And yeah, that might make you guys feel swelled with pride right now, but the reason being is because you guys took being single so seriously. It was like, no, I don't want to settle down. It was like maybe you had friends who settled down and you saw how their lives were, and there's something about your past life where you just didn't want to experience being married with somebody. And look, you had good fortune all around. You moved around a lot. You were in this place of being successful. You had a lot of abundance around you. And luck just seemed to follow you everywhere. Luck be a lady tonight. Right? And I feel like that's the thing. Like, you could find whoever you wanted in any one place. Like, you didn't have to sit around and wait for someone to show up for you guys. And this was the completion of a cycle for you, was to live like this. And maybe you guys do want love in this life. Like, maybe you guys are wondering about love, and maybe you're healing generational curses from the family you chose in this life because you guys were so free in your last life. It's actually not something that's far from where you're at. Like, I feel like maybe if you guys feel like you're obsessed with love, or if you guys feel like you need love, or if you feel like you need a partner in life, what you're going to soon realize is that you're more powerful in finding your own 2 feet and standing firm on your own 2 feet, and then love will find you naturally. And you guys are going to realize the power in this soon. And it's interesting because I feel like you guys I just can't get over it, like how free your spirit was. Like, you just were so in love with life and whatever came. It, like, even if life was hard, like, you still just were so grateful to be alive. And maybe you guys saw a lot of death. Like, I don't really know the story leading up into this, but I do feel like Source wants me to mention that maybe you guys experienced a lot of death until you came into this energy, right? And that's what made you feel so thankful for everything. And I feel like Source is mentioning it now too, because maybe some of you guys, it's not going to resonate with all of you, but some of you guys now have experienced death close to you, and it does affect you in a way. And I feel like that's what, it's just a reminder that you guys have lived this before, and you guys have come from a very strong foundation from before in the past. And to not give that up, like, to continue to work towards your freedom. They really want this one. But it's beautiful overall. Like, you guys were very loving and kind, and you guys, I think you cared about everybody that you ran into. You made friends easily. But there's no greater feeling here for you in this past life than being the man with this horse. Like, whether you were a man or a woman, it didn't matter. It was just like, there was no greater feeling than you being atop of your horse, or being in your ride, whatever it was, and being you. Oh, okay. Now I understand a little bit more about your story. The reason why you were like this is because somebody played you in the past. It says, really, you thought that I cared for you. In truth, I am a player, so I used you. Because I'm not getting player vibes from you guys at all. Like, now I did have a pile in here that was very much player pile, but I'm not getting player vibes from you guys. I feel like you guys were just like, you were very independent and free. But there is this, with this being on the bottom of the deck here, it's telling me that's why you guys chose this. And that may be why you guys chose to journey a lot, was because it was like you staying in one place just felt so, it just didn't feel good. It did not feel good at all. And so you guys learned how to make money on the go, and you guys just continued to go on the go, and it was just easier not to settle down. And it was like, even when maybe you had offers to settle down, but it was like that idea was just too like I just keep hearing no, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do it like that. No. And that's why you guys just you didn't want to. You didn't want to be settled down. You didn't want to experience that like that. Because if somebody cheated you in the past, of course that makes sense. I guess we'll get a little bit more in these cards on what happened prior to this. Yeah, so we have the past is the past, the future is the future. You only have this now moment. So whoever cheated on you in the past, whoever broke your heart in a prior life, forced you guys to become super present. with all the things that were going on around you. And it was almost like you guys went from being heartbroken to seeing the world with eyes of the children. Like everything is just wonderful and wondrous and amazing and incredible and entertaining. And that's why you had luck follow you everywhere, because everywhere you went, it didn't matter what was going on, you were just happy. Whether you were up, they're up, then they're down, they're hot, then they're cold, they're in, then they're out. Right? Like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what you guys were experiencing. You guys just, you enjoyed life, and you had such a good time. And really, you know, these are really fun to do. It's just interesting. You never know. Like, you always wonder. And so I feel like it's just a mirroring of you guys now. I feel like you guys are genuinely happy people. I feel like, whoa, okay. Jeez. Let's be real, huh? Yeah, I feel like you guys are generally happy people. Like, you guys have a happy-go-lucky energy, and like people are always wondering why you're so happy no matter what's going on. So we have 43, which is 7. It says love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. So with this coming out, I feel like when somebody did break your heart in this past life, like you believed in love and you still believed in love, but you didn't want, like, I don't think you trusted people again after that, like to give your heart to people like that, because it hurt too much. And it was like, basically you came into this energy of like, if somebody wants to be there for me like that, they'll choose to be there for me like that. Yeah, look at this. It says you don't need the love of a partner, you want it. What you need is self-love and connection to source. This person who broke your heart forced you guys to find an entire different way of life. Like, you probably love them with the core of your being, and then to find out that they didn't love you that way, it just kind of like forced you guys into becoming this proud, independent, honorable, there's a huge sense of integrity here. There's a huge sense of just being honest about things here. And the reason being is because it's like you realized you didn't need the love of a partner, that you maybe wanted it and that never went away, but you were just like okay with whatever happened. And I feel like your whole life, the rest of your life, it was like you just lived single because it was just easier and it was more fun and it was more fulfilling because you could have what you wanted when you wanted it, but you didn't need it. Look, we intervene when you ask us to, yet when you do not, we cannot. All you need to do is ask, and we will always be there. Love your guides and ancestors. Yeah, you guys are very spiritual in a past life. Like, definitely getting some spiritual vibes here, like forced you guys to become spiritual. Like I said, that traveling gypsy energy is coming back, and I feel like that's what happened. It's like they forced you guys into seeing things from a different place. Or maybe you guys became like traveling, what is it? Like the Mormons, and they go around and they knock on your door, the Jehovah's Witness, what is it, missionaries? I couldn't remember what the name was, guys. Somebody thought of it. Thank you. Yeah, it was maybe you became a missionary, and that's what just made you guys feel so happy. And it was like, you know, I know you're saying, well, a missionary wouldn't have sex when they wanted to. Yeah, but in the old days, like, you didn't know like what was really going on. Like, people just did what they wanted to. And so I feel like maybe you guys had spiritual partners, or, you know, like you maybe had a connection with somebody that you would meet up with here and there, but you guys never made it official. Yeah, holding on to anger is like holding on to a hot rock, only you get burned. So you guys did hold on to your anger for some time. Like, you guys were definitely upset. You guys definitely experienced a lot of anxiety and, you know, upset when it came to being heartbroken. But I feel like, again, if you guys did become some sort of missionary in a past life, like, that became your love, and you realized you had to let go of your anger. Like, you realized you couldn't sit here and hold on to it. Find the grace to leave what's not meant for you. That's exactly what happened. Like, you guys didn't stick around when you found out that somebody cheated on you. So for you guys, it was like if you were married to this person, having marriage was something to uphold, and they didn't. And it really like forced you into this place of really looking at what you really wanted from life. And how many times can you say really in a sentence? I mean, seriously. And it was just that it forced you guys into seeing things from an entirely different space, and you guys actually went onto a journey that brought you into Like, I feel like if you ran into this person later on in your lifetime, in this past life, they would have been like not able to notice, not able to recognize you or realize what it was that you'd done, because you would have changed so much. So we have rest equals work and work equals rest. Find balance. So I feel like you did find balance. I feel like through all of this, it forced you to find balance between having a good time and enjoying your life, and working for what you needed to so that you could survive. There was never one more than the other. It was more, the most important thing for you was to enjoy your life in this past life, and that was your love story. Like, your love story was to really enjoy life, and you did, and you really sank into that. So let's see here. What do we got? We've got number 39, be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel. I love that this came out. I love that this came out, which you guys were absolutely authentic in this past life. Like, you had to be. This situation forced you guys into finding out your authentic self, and I feel like, so I am getting Aquarian vibes here. Some of you guys could be Aquarius, but if not, you guys might have Aquarius in your chart. If you don't know your natal chart, that could be something you can look up. There's free places you can get one. However, I feel like you guys definitely exert Aquarian vibes where you just kind of stand out, and people are like always saying like how unique you are. And the reason being is because of the situation that you experienced in your past life. It forced you into finding some sense of authenticity to yourself, which actually got you onto your path of purpose. The union of the hearts. A love connection to the device explanation with number 28. And I love that this came out. It tells me again, this is a confirmation about your spiritual journey. This is not about a love that defies all connection in the physical realm. This card literally talks about being connected with source in a beautiful way. And you can take it however you want to, but guys, what really happened is you guys were forced into learning how to let God or to let source or spirit become your lover, and you did that, and that's what made you so happy, and people were just kind of like in awe because of it. So we have look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Number 11, and 11 is spiritual awakening. So again, you had to find your own inner strength. Like, you had to do everything on your own. And so in this lifetime, you guys could very well be very independent. You guys could be very just confident of who you are and not afraid to ask people, not afraid to do things that are outside of the box. And maybe you're wondering what you should do in this lifetime. What is your path of purpose? And some of you guys could already be on the spiritual path. I mean, obviously, if you're here, there's some sense of spirituality that's coming through. But this could just be that confirmation that you guys are going to find a new sense of peace and fulfillment in researching something that really draws you. And then we have number 10. So we have look at this. We have 10, 10, and 11 here, right? So 1 is huge, faith. Faith is a big thing for you. Another confirmation from source that you guys found faith in this past life because your heart was so broken. Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And I love this because it's like a mother. She's she's helping this child with something. I'm not exactly sure what she's doing actually, but she's doing something with this child in her lap. The sun's behind them, the world up here, and the eye drop. It's interesting because I always see this and I always think he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. I don't know why, but I just feel like that. And again, you have the hands of God here, and that's another confirmation here that you guys definitely found a deep sense of faith. Like, this is a beautiful reading, and it doesn't matter what you guys believe now. It's just that when you were in this life, what fulfilled you, right? You have a choice to live this life however you choose. But what really fulfilled you in this past life was actually getting your heart broken. It was the greatest thing for you because it taught you what was best for you, and you guys lived it without fear, and you guys lived it unapologetically, and you guys became so authentic in your journey that it just really awed people, and they saw you as lucky, and you just knew that it had to do with your faith, and you knew that it had to do with going within, and you knew that it had to do with coming into union with source, spirit, with God, with the universe, with the creator, whatever it is that you deem the name, because the name doesn't matter. Ultimately, the energy is the same. Right? And that's what was so authentic about you guys. So you guys could have grown up in a very religious family in this lifetime and denounced it and you guys are coming back into finding what works for you guys. And so if you guys are being called spiritually, I encourage you to answer that and see where it leads you, because you never know. But if not, guys, just know that that's what happened in your past life. You were very single. You guys believed in being single because that's what made you happy over everything else. And the reason it is because you guys found a connection with something otherworldly. Okay? I loved your guys' reading. I think out of all three of them, yours was my favorite. So I just love that. You guys have a beautiful energy. And what a fun reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it like I did. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.